Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Barbara Prempeh.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Dustin Pennington joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Very chilly weather start the day off, and it's going to continue through tonight. Temperatures in the teens, and they're going to probably be dropping into the single digits along with very windy conditions. Will this persist through the weekend? Probably not. I'll give you more information later. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dustin. Coming up next, we have your campus news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Don't wait. Communicate.
In campus news, the 1st of March marked the reopening of the A.J. Reed Science Discovery Center located in the Physical Science Building. The Science Discovery Center opened in 1990 and coined its name after its originator, Professor Al Reed. This interactive workspace was created to help members of the community connect with science through discovery and play. The newly renovated center now incorporates all sciences and mathematics. This spot will be SUNY Oneonta's primary source of outreach programs for young people in the area. The Science Discovery Center will be open 5 days a week and will schedule special events such as school field trips, science story hours, and workshops. College students will contribute to this program by welcoming and orienting visitors, running demonstrations, and helping to design new interactive displays. The first biannual theme is astronomy and space science. This theme will change every 2 years and will feature different wall graphics as well as special exhibits. The Science Discovery Center will be open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission is free for the public and is designed for children ages 4 and up.
Alongside with Riverside Elementary School, SUNY Oneonta is collaborating on a new cross-disciplinary program aimed to teach children how to grow their own food. With the help of funding from a Noble Cause grant of nearly $4,000 and the Center for Social Responsibility and Community at SUNY Oneonta, Assistant Professor Sean R. Anderson built 12 vegetable grow boxes and installed them in each Riverside K-5 classroom. 70 Oneonta biology and sociology students teamed up in a small group as box buddies for each of the 12 classrooms. Throughout the past semester, students visited their assigned classrooms and helped the children learn about food and society along with the environment and plant biology. This project was part of a component taught by Professor Fulkerson in the sociology department. Students enrolled in the Food, Society, and Environmental class helped by creating interactive games and group discussions with elementary-age students. According to Professor Fulkerson, everybody benefits, the community and our students. It's a win-win.
Opportunities for Otsego's Violence Intervention Program will be presenting an art exhibit to remember victims who were murdered as a result of domestic violence. This exhibit will be displayed in the Fine Arts Building on campus. The exhibit is entitled Empty Place at the Table. This powerful message is visually constructed by displaying empty chairs around a dining room table. The empty seats symbolize those who have lost their lives in domestic violence crimes. This presentation was assembled as a tribute to National Crime Victims' Rights Week, which was implemented to raise awareness of crime victims' rights and services and to honor victims and the professionals who serve them. To see this eye-opening art exhibit for yourself, it will be on display from April 3rd to the 7th in the Fine Arts Building. An opening reception for Empty Place at the Table will be held on April 3rd at 5:30 p.m.
Thanks, Joanna. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
And I can't change, even if I try. Keeps me warm.
are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Love is kind. Love is patient.
We're back with your local entertainment news update with Samantha Johnson. What's going on campus this week, Samantha?
Well, we have some great events going on for St. Patrick's Day, and our campus's rock climbing wall is officially open. But let's take a closer look at what's going on in Oneonta. Tonight from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., the campus bouldering wall located in the basement of Ford Hall will be open for the first time this semester. The wall will be open every Wednesday evening for your climbing enjoyment. Be sure to have your campus ID to enter the back door for admittance into the building. There are a limited number of climbing shoes available, which are distributed on a first-come, first-served basis. Climbing in sneakers or running shoes is also permitted. All are welcome to climb. There will also be staff on hand to assist any first-time climbers. Come on down to Ford Hall to join the fun. This past Tuesday, Alpha Phi Omega hosted a week of St. Patrick's Day themed fundraisers to help immigration equality. This organization has been advocating for and representing lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and HIV-positive immigrants seeking safety and freedom. Today, Brothers of APO were selling baked goods and carnations in Mills Hall. On Thursday, they will be outside in the quad celebrating St. Patrick's Day spirit with a pie leprechaun. On Friday, they will be fundraising along with a contest to see which e-board member will have to kiss a cow. On Saturday, they will be providing water and food for students at bus stops next to Schumacher Hall. Come on out and support a great cause. Get ready, Star Wars fans. From Lucasfilms comes the first of Star Wars standalone films, Rogue One, a Star Wars story, an all-new epic adventure. In a time of conflict, a group of unlikely heroes band together on a mission to steal the plans to the Death Star, the Empire's ultimate weapon of destruction. This key event in the Star Wars timeline brings together ordinary people who choose to do extraordinary things. The film is rated PG-13 and will be screened at the Red Dragon Theater Friday through Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. with a special screening on Sunday at 1 p.m. Tickets are free for SUNY Oneonta students and $3 for all others. On Saturday, March 18th, from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m., the NYSA chapter would like to formally invite students to attend their 8th Step exhibition and stroll competition. The Turn Up the Volume 8, or TUV8 exhibition, will bring multiple organizations, raffles, and prizes to turn up while watching the performances. The event will take place at Hunt Union. All are welcome to attend.
Thanks, Sam. That event was good. I went to it last year. It's a great way to bring different Greek organizations to showcase their talent.
Awesome. Yeah, those performances looked pretty cool, so definitely going to have to go one of these days.
Coming up, we have your local news. Stay tuned to ONN.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In local news, 25-year-old Edwin Millet was arrested after police received a call reporting an attempted home invasion robbery last Wednesday. The caller reported that 3 men arrived at 306 Chestnut Street in the city of Oneonta in a dark-colored sedan. When police arrived at the home, officers reported a distinct odor of marijuana in the area. Officers immediately contacted the Oneonta Police Department's Detective Division for additional assistance in this case. Upon further investigation and interviews with occupants, a research warrant was obtained to search the residence. Inside the home, officers found 4 pounds of marijuana with an estimated street value of $12,000. Officers seized the drugs and more than $14,000 in cash. Officers then arrested Millet and charged him with criminal possession of marijuana. This offense is a Class D felony and is convicted. Millet faces 7 years in prison.
The Center for Disease Control has identified a Walton, New York-based cheese company as a source of a multi-state outbreak of Listeria. This bacterial infection affected 6 people in 4 states. The CDC reported that all of those infected were hospitalized. However, 1 person from Vermont and 1 from Connecticut died as a result of the infection. One of the sufferers was a newborn. Soft cheeses and unpasteurized milk products are potentially dangerous for Listeria. Pregnant women, newborns, and elderly have increased risk of death when infected by the bacterium. Volto Creamery, the producer of the contaminated cheeses, pulled 3 cheeses off their cheese from the market. The suspected source of the infection was Volto's outlet, which is soft, raw milk cheese. Unlike many other bacterium, this germ can grow in cold temperatures like that of refrigerator and can only be killed by cooking and pasteurizing.
The Wells Bridge rest stop located between exits 12 and 11 on I-88 reopened its doors after 7 years. The rest stop originally opened to the public in 1975 and was closed in 2010 as a result of budget cuts. The Wells Bridge stop is now fully refurnished with help from State Senator James Seward. Seward worked towards obtaining the necessary state funds for reopening the rest stop. Seward attended the reopening of the Wells Bridge rest stop and stated, quote, "Closing these rest areas compromised public safety and sent a message that New York State was dilapidated and run down," unquote. Senator Seward obtained $2.5 million in 2015 and 2016 to restore the rest stop. In November of 2015, the newly paved parking area was reopened to the public. Today, however, the fully renovated restroom building is now open to the public.
17-year-old resident of Oneonta, Kyle Jarmilla, has been charged with second-degree burglary and fourth-degree grand larceny. Jarmilla was arrested last Monday on felony accounts after city police searched his room and found stolen property. According to a media release, during the search, a small quantity of heroin was found, along with 2 television sets, a set of stereo speakers, and an air rifle and a pair of sneakers were confirmed to have been taken from a college apartment during the holiday recess. According to the release, police conducted a voluntary consensus search of Jarmilla's room at 91 Center Street. Subsequent investigation revealed that Jarmillo had committed several burglaries and had taken the stolen property back to his residence. Investigation is still ongoing.
Five Guys will now take orders for burgers, fries, and milkshakes. The chain opened its doors this Monday at the Southside Mall in Oneonta. The burger restaurant opened at 11 a.m. after a grand opening ceremony at 10:30 a.m. The first Five Guys restaurant opened in Arlington, Virginia in 1986, and now there are about 1,500 locations worldwide and another 1,500 in development, according to the corporate website. The Oneonta restaurant is the 12th site to open in a franchise owned by Tajraj Ahad of Slingerlands. The closest Five Guys in this franchise is located in Albany. Luisa Montanti, general manager at Southside Mall, said the restaurant is very popular and may attract out-of-town consumers to Oneonta. It's a phenomenal addition to Oneonta, Montanti said on Thursday. I'm super excited. I went there this weekend. The burgers were amazing.
I have
very
to try
good.
it. I haven't tried it
I got
at
the
all.
milkshake too. It was really good.
When we come back, Dustin Pennington will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Dustin Pennington.
Thanks, Johanna. It's been an interesting day weather-wise, and across the board, I just want to quickly mention a few things, and then we'll get into the forecast. But beautiful day today. We had a lot of clear skies, a lot of sunshine, but the big weather story has been this Arctic air invasion that has blanketed the Northeast in pretty substantially below average temperatures. We weren't even able to get out of the teens today, and that could translate into some record low temperatures tonight, low temperatures in the single digits through tonight into tomorrow morning. As we look at the current conditions right now, 17 degrees. We matched our 18-degree high today, but yesterday we had a high of 48 degrees. It just gives you a bit of perspective of how much the temperature has changed in 24 hours. Looking at the overall national picture, this is the regional satellite looking at the Northeast. We're covered by high pressure. And generally speaking, you know the story. High pressure, generally dry, and in this case, very cold and windy. Windy is a bit of an understatement. It is exceptionally windy as we look at tonight's forecast. Mostly clear and very cold, low of 9 degrees. That is substantially low, single-digit low. We usually see that in January as opposed to March. Winter just doesn't seem to want to leave us, unfortunately. But also the big story is the wind gusts. We have wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. That can cause some serious wind chill temperatures, wind chill down to 0, in some places even negative as we go through tomorrow morning. And speaking of tomorrow, pretty drastic change to tonight. It's going to be much warmer than it was today, back into the high 30s and 40s. The winds will taper off, but the -2 wind chill, that'll be probably in the morning during your commute. But why is it so warm? Well, we have another storm system approaching from the west, and that storm system is going to cause some warm-up, and that warm-up will be seen across the entire state, back into the 30s, even some low 40s across New York City into Jamestown, 28 for Saranac Lake. Southerly flow from the approaching storm will bring the warm, moist air from the Gulf into the northeast, and because of that, we'll see our next storm system over the weekend, which will bring with it warmer temperatures, but also a very wet weekend, snowy, rainy, mixed weather conditions on Friday, Saturday coming in at 51, 43 for Sunday, and then 49 Monday. So warm temperatures coming back, spring is coming, but unfortunately it's going to have a wet entrance and a very kind of unfortunate look for the weekend. You're not going to be able to go outside and enjoy the warm weather. But hang on to your winter coats for one more night. It will be chilly. After tomorrow morning through the weekend, you might have to start bringing out the umbrella, and then you could probably even get rid of the jacket, because hopefully this will be the last major cool down of the winter season. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dustin. The Chinese government has approved plans to establish a 5,600 square mile national park. This area is 60% larger than Yellowstone and would be located in the northeastern corner of the country. It will be a sanctuary for two cats endemic to the area that almost went extinct in the 1990s. The species close to extinction were the Amur leopard and the Siberian tiger, also known as the Amur tiger. The Chinese government said in 2015 that it wanted to develop a national park system that would meet international standards. It partnered with the Paulson Institute, a Chicago-based research center, to do so. In addition to the National Park Network, the world's biggest polluter has become the world's biggest global investor in green technology. China has also shown an increased commitment to conservation, including a ban on ivory trade.
According to the current trends in today's workforce, women on average will not receive an equal pay until the year of 2059. The pay grade gap is even more significant when comparing the weekly earnings of men and women. The Institute for Women's Policy Research, a nonprofit organization, uncovered that women overall earn about 82% of the full-time weekly paycheck of a man. This number is even more shocking when comparing the 68% black women earn compared to white men, while Hispanic women receive a full-time pay which is 62% of a white man's. While researching this fundamental dilemma, it is difficult to find a profession that isn't affected by this inequality. The average earnings for women are lower than men's in most of the common jobs for women. However, primary and secondary school teachers in the U.S. have one of the narrowest gender wage gaps. The United States is ranked 45th in terms of gender wage equality out of 144 countries. The U.S. has dropped 22 ranks since 2006 alone. Nevertheless, primary and secondary school teachers in the U.S. have one of the narrowest gender wage gaps.
A high school in Salt Lake City is giving homeless students something to ease the obstacles of daily life, a peaceful place to shower and clean their clothes. East High School officials estimate they have been 50 and 100 students who don't have access to a shower or a washing machine on a daily basis. A senior at East High stated, quote, "A lot of them don't have them in their own homes, and a lot of them are afraid to ask their friends or someone else," unquote. Principal Greg Mohan said these students shouldn't have to live in the shadows. He said everyone who enters the school has the right to be clean. I don't want to go to work if I don't have clean clothes. I don't want to go to work if I wasn't able to shower, Morgan said. The school has provided 2 new washrooms, complete with a shower and washing machine and dryer students can use before, during, or after school. Mon added it's to feel like they fit in, to feel like they are part of something and they don't stand out. And the more likely they are to attend school, the more likely they are to succeed in class, to graduate, and to move on to college and a career.
A Chicago kindergartner decided to feed the homeless instead of throwing a birthday party. Armani Cruz, who turned 6 earlier this month, begged her parents to feed homeless people in her community. To her parents' surprise, they thought she was joking. The family, along with Armani, spent $300 buying food and delivering purchased cakes, fruits, water, chicken, and many other items to the people in the city of East Garfield Park. After Armani mentioned her plan of feeding the homeless, their local church got involved and created care packages. Each care package included toothpaste, deodorant, hand sanitizer, and a snack. According to Armani, it was nice to be nice. The family plans on returning to the park to host another community meal for the homeless.
A major nor'easter threatens to shut down travel due to heavy snow and strong winds from Philadelphia to New York City and Boston early this week. Blizzard conditions will develop in part of the northeastern United States. This storm will first bring snow and travel problems in the Midwest through Monday. A new storm will strengthen rapidly and hug the east coast of the U.S. early this week. Snow will then rapidly spread northward, spanning Monday night to Tuesday night. For many areas in the Northeast, this will likely be the biggest and most impactful storm of the winter. Heavy snow over such a broad, heavily populated area could bring travel to a standstill. Snow and snow drifts will clog streets and highways. Heavy snow and wind will cause airline delays and flight cancellations. Some flights have already been canceled ahead of the storm. In some areas where a change to sleet and rain does not occur or is delayed, blizzard conditions will develop. This is most likely in portions of New England, southeastern New York, northern New Jersey, and eastern Pennsylvania. Overall, the storm could produce up to 24 to 36 inches of snow.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Teeterbaum.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, how are our Red Dragons starting off this spring?
They're doing really well. Baseball, softball, lacrosse are all doing really well. But as always, there's a lot of talk about when it gets to sports, so let's get right to it. In World Baseball Classic news, the United States team was faced with potential elimination. Team USA played Team Canada on Sunday in Miami, and Team USA whipped Canada by a score of 8-0, and in doing so, they remained alive in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Canada is now out of the tournament. Starter Danny Duffy was the story for the U.S. He worked 4 shutout innings, struck out 7 without walking a batter, and spotted 44 of his 63 pitches for strikes. On the other side, Canada starter Ryan Dempster didn't make it out of the first inning. Nolan Arenado homered and drove in 3 runs for the Americans. In NBA news, the New York Knicks got beat by the Brooklyn Nets on Sunday. It was a battle for New York. The Nets opened up a 3-point barrage on Sunday night at Barclays Center. Brooklyn connected on 8 of the 9 shots. Meanwhile, for the Nets, arc, and Brook Lopez accounted for 15 points and provided the home team with a 39-26 lead after 1 quarter of play. Lopez returned to the lineup after a 1-game absence, which resulted in a prolific 15 first-half performance. Knicks rattled off a 15-4 run in the middle of the third period to jump back into the contest, and they even trimmed Brooklyn's advantage to just 5 points with 5 minutes and 9 seconds left in the game. Lopez finished with a team high of 25 points as Brooklyn notched its first victory over the Knicks this season. In Red Dragon sports, the SUNY Oneonta baseball team wrapped up its Florida trip with its 3rd consecutive sweep, beating MCLA 7-5 and 8-6. The Red Dragons head back up north carrying a 6-3 record for MCLA. They fall 0-2 on the season in the first game of the doubleheader. The Red Dragons offense put up a crooked number in the top of the 2nd inning. The Red Dragons scored 5 runs off of 6 hits, leaving only 1 base runner stranded. Helped with back-to-back singles by junior Dalton Beatty and freshman Brandon Laverture. Senior Sage Cheerin sacrificed himself with a bunt to move the runners to his 2nd and 3rd base. Michael Gruzinski hit a single that scored both the runners to give Oneonta a 2-0 lead. In the second game, sophomore Mickey Mulnis went 2-3 with 3 RBIs and a run scored, while senior Sean Mulnis had a stolen base for the Red Dragons. Sean Mulnis went 1-2 with 2 walks and a run, scored an RBI, and the Red Dragons look to keep the streak going as they take on Montclair State in their doubleheader in New Jersey next Saturday, the 18th of March at noon. The SUNY Oneonta softball team included its season opening week in Florida with a sweep of Smith College and Scranton College. The Red Dragons completed their week 10-2 overall after hitting and pitching well to start the year. Highlighting the day's victories was head coach Sarah Headley, earning 300th win against Smith College. Headley, now in her 4th season with Oneonta and 14th overall as head coach, is now at 301, 292, and 1 overall. While playing Smith, they started off with a run in the top of the 1st inning to get things started. The Red Dragons came back with a pair of runs in the 2nd and 1 more in the 3rd to grab a 3-1 lead. In the bottom of the 2nd, freshman Kate Genesorelli drilled a triple to right field and drove in sophomore Danny Delagino with the first run of the inning. Jenna Sorelli didn't stay on third for long as Jennifer Bracco hit a sharp single in the middle to bring her home. Oneonta benefited by outfield error to scoring its run in the third inning. And that's it for your weekly sports update on Oneonta News Now. I'm Austin Titledown.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Barbara Prempe.
And I'm Joanna Weinhammer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a good night.